We're gonna go straight to our first guest because he's on a time crunch. Let's bring in De La Salle University Department of International Studies lecturer Don McLain Gill. Hi, Don.
Hi, Reg, and everyone. Good
afternoon,
afternoon.
sir.
It's great to speak to you all.
Hi.
Hi. So we're talking to you today about the the India trip, the state visit that President Marcos is currently conducting right now. He should have landed in India or
Right.
in New Delhi already. To add to that, we had a few Indian Navy frigates that came to dock here in Manila over the weekend, and also yesterday, Sunday, the Philippines and India conducted the first joint patrols over the South China Sea. So it feels like there's a lot going on in terms of India-Philippines ties. How are you reading all of this?
Well, the timing of the visit is, in fact, really important, especially as both sides continue to elevate the nature of their strategic relationship. And we have to note that in the past 3 years alone, there have been a series of notable developments, particularly towards institutionalizing security nature of the partnership. This includes the signing of a first-ever MOU between Coast Guard to Coast Guard of India and the Philippines, the inauguration of the first Track 1.0 maritime security cooperation in 2024, and an increase in naval ship visits by India, and along with this, very important Navy-to-Navy engagement in the West Philippine Sea. And during the visit of Secretary of State of the Ministry of External Affairs, Professor Margarita, he met with President Marcos Jr., and President Marcos Jr. clearly emphasized that there is a strong willingness to elevate relations to a strategic partnership. And thus we see that this visit, the timing of this visit, coincides with a lot of potential that are yet to be maximized within this emerging partnership.
Don, why is security and defense not in the published agenda of the trip and the meetings of the president in India?
Well, that may be subject to the formalities of the text, but it is beyond doubt that defense will figure in as a key aspect of the negotiation, and this has been seen. And the mere fact that we have current Navy-to-Navy exercises coinciding with the trip illustrates that defense is a primary aspect in the emerging bilateral partnership. And in fact, since 2016, what opened doors for the convergence of interest between both sides is in the security and defense realm. But of course, we would need to explore other aspects. So one thing that I'm hoping for would be a critical mineral deal. India is a major steel provider and manufacturer and producer. The Philippines is the second largest nickel exporter. And this could be part of the broader supply chain with Japan in order to improve the resilience of the steel supply chain, which could also help in our defense modernization. Given that China has a monopoly in terms of the production of steel, we see this as an opportunity as well. So hopefully these conversations would figure in, because you can't just separate defense as military defense from other aspects of security. There's economic security, critical mineral security. So it would eventually have to be interlinked. And I think that's the purpose of a comprehensive nature of the bilateral partnership.
Professor, last year we also took delivery of the BrahMos missiles. I think we're the first country to ever accept the BrahMos missiles from India. And I suppose that's also a major deal because we've never had that kind of a missile from, for example, our major partner like the U.S.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the thing here is that the growing partnership, in fact, between India and the Philippines complements what the Philippines is trying to do based on national effort for self-reliance, and at the same time also converges with its partnership with the U.S., Japan, and Australia, three of which are also very important security partners of India. So as we can see here, the BrahMos is merely the beginning of a more robust defense cooperation with the Philippines that got the foot in the door. So there may be instances of more of such deals in the future, particularly the surface-to-air missiles. But more importantly, India has shown interest in helping the Philippines improve its capacity based on the self-reliance defense posture. India has also incorporated its Atam Nirbhar Bharat, self-reliance defense mantra, and also its defense framework, and this converges well with what the Philippines is doing. And this was also mentioned in the latest consultation of defense at the secretary level last year. So there's a lot of work that can be done, and there's a lot of interest from both sides.
But I think the one we got is not the hypersonic. It's only the supersonic version. Any chance that we can get a hypersonic version, considering that China's also developing its own hypersonic missiles?
Absolutely, and I think that the sky is the limit as far as what could be achieved in the bilateral partnership, as India is also gearing up to improving its own indigenous systems. And the ships that came here, majority of which were indigenously built, the BrahMos missiles attached had a range of 800 kilometers as well. So, but of course, there are export regulations that needed to be checked on, especially when it comes to the range. But I believe that there will be more, and what I actually hope for would be areas of joint production between India and the Philippines.
That is
Don,
perhaps
are the two
more
countries
important.
also increasing cooperation in cybersecurity, because India is very big in this area, and there's a lot of talk in the Indo-Pacific about hybrid warfare?
Absolutely. India and the Philippines are both victims of malign information operations, disinformation campaigns, destabilizing efforts, particularly in the cyberspace. And definitely this is a natural partnership. Both sides face the threats directly. And I think that this is definitely a key and natural area where both sides can improve capacity building and improve intelligence sharing and all these things. I think that this is all but natural, and it just converges within the primary defense network of the Philippines, particularly the Quad countries.
Don, when will India and the Philippines, when do you think they will really negotiate for a real system, a defense system? Because the BrahMos system is not just a system. It's like a drop in the bucket. It's just
a one-off purchase.
It's more for
not part
picture
of
taking.
Right,
No,
right.
it won't last 2-3 minutes in a real war. No, so
Exactly.
it's basically for propaganda purposes that we are buying something for our minimum defense. But as a system, as a defense system, it's very far off the mark.
Right. So, but I wouldn't classify the BrahMos as merely propaganda, given its operational outreach. But of course, when we talk about defense equipment, defense deals, there needs to be a convergence of political interest. And that was ready to foot in the door. And this is what I've just said, that there is likely going to be more effort to facilitate more areas of defense transfer in areas that the Philippines would be that the Philippines would need based on a tailor-fit approach. And from the Indian side, I believe that they have been clear that we are willing to help in any way we can in order to provide the needed capacity given the threat that the Philippines faces.
That is certainly what we're expecting to see out of this state visit, the first for President Marcos in India. We're going to have to leave that there. I know, Don, that you have to rush off to catch a flight. Thank you so much for taking time out to talk to us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
That
Thank you,
was
sir.
Thank you, Don.
LaSalle
Thank you, Don.
Department of